coming out. Yeah.
It's the guy that makes weapons.
Yeah.
Woo!
They're coming. What happened? They're slow. This is like the entire history of Whitest Kids right here. What's going on? Thanks for
Woo!
here, guys. All right. Okay. Really short spiel. There's Sam. There's Timmy.
Woo, Timmy!
This has been. I'm sure you guys know this, so I'm just gonna. If anyone in here in this room doesn't know, we started writing this movie in 2012. We kept coming back to it year after year, just kind of to tickle ourselves and make ourselves laugh. We just couldn't quit this movie. And then pandemic, we were thinking we would do it in our garages with blue screens and just embrace the lo-fi kind of DIY sort of a thing. And then Savan and Trevor had a relationship, and Savan was like, "Why don't you animate it?" So we crowdfunded it on Twitch during the pandemic, and this is what we got.
Yep.
All right. See you.
You got your questions. That's just an A, no Q's.
But I don't know what to talk about. So if anyone wants, we're happy to just go ahead.
So when crowdfunding a movie, how do you allocate the budget specifically to different things when you don't know what the budget is going to be until?
Good question. We allocated.
Do you know?
We allocated the big chunk to go to the movie, so like nobody really knew. So like things cost twice as much than we thought. So it was very difficult. All I knew is how to hire people to make it, and it just kept taking longer and longer to do it. So it just cost more and more money. So it was definitely my first venture into budgeting, something that big. I'm used to doing like TV shows, but one feature film, I did not expect it to cost that much.
Yes.
So mine is more of a stupid question.
Okay, we got a stupid question.
All right, this question
Yes.
sucks.
Yeah.
So, you have a Nerf nuke, all right? There's another country or friend that wants your Nerf nuke. You have enough money to give them a Nerf nuke. Do you do that so that you build a friendship so that if they do happen to get a Nerf nuke, that you know they have the Nerf nuke? Would you do it?
Sir, you are right. This is a stupid question.
You lost me a Nerf nuke.
What depends on the friend depends on the scenario. What kind of let's dig into it. What kind of neighborhood do we live in?
You live.
All right, I would think make sure that you have more Nerf nukes than he does at all times.
The key is to have another friend that you is your true bro that also has a Nerf nuke, so that you're outgunning.
But if you give him the Nerf nuke, it's less likely that he would use it maliciously because you know he has it. What if he gets it?
This is just a conversation now. That's what we're doing.
I think you just give him a Nerf nuke filled with dead bees.
Okay. All right.
I mean, maybe.
Okay. What else we got? Well, Jesus Christ. Yes.
First of all, big fan of your works. I got my gallon of PCP right here.
Oh, cool.
Very nice.
All right, second question was.
That's a question. Okay. Second question coming at us.
I believe that the Whitest Kids U Know ended at 2011, and there's like a big gap between like the years since the production of Mars. I believe you were already working on Barbarian at the point where this film was being made. So what was it like reuniting?
Okay. Well, it was weird. So Trevor and Sam and I lived in LA that whole time, and so we would get together, and amongst writing Mars, we would write pilots. We sold a few pilots. We did a Comedy Central pilot together that we starred in with Timmy.
Yeah, I was into it.
And so we were still always kind of working together.
To say that we ever like broke up or disbanded is a fallacy.
Oh, yeah.
It's a fucking lie.
Story of our times, right? The Comedy Central one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we were in that.
But like, it's funny because it's like you're like, oh yeah, you did that with Trevor, and it was like, well, no, that was one day in this 10-year, 12-year span in between things. Like we were still hanging out all the time. I was, I wrote on Walk the Prank, and we also just would hang out together. We would also get together and spend time because I actually like these guys. Or he used to. We'll see.
You like us?
We'll see.
When you guys started airing on Fuse, do you remember there was this promo where it was like, "Come on," and then Jimmy was like, "Don't you come on me." Do you remember that?
No.
I remember that show.
But I do. Now I feel like, was he saying it slowly? Like, don't you come
Yeah.
on.
It was like a cop interrogation thing.
Really short, and it was like
Dude.
first season, and then it never was in.
Yeah.
And was that part of a sketch or was
I
it
don't
for?
think so.
no,
I
no,
think we
they-
shot it for that.
They got they got a couple actors and they wrote some like kind of like a pseudo Whitest Kids sketch for us to do.
Right.
They got actors?
Yeah, there was some random like kind of like.
Yeah, but then we
Uh,
were in it too?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember that.
All I remember is
Thank
from
you
the
for
Fuse
remembering this for
promos.
us.
I remember from the Fuse promos, we came to LA to shoot some like commercials for the show, and there was this one bit where there was like a TV, and Trevor was gonna smash the TV, and the four of us were gonna just kind of be behind him, like, yeah, we don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck TV, dude, punk rock. But
Right.
Trevor had to wear safety glasses.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things where he was like, I really don't think the safety glasses jive with the whole
Right,
attitude
with
of
the whole
smashing the TV,
danger.
and they like wouldn't budge. It was so awkward.
Yeah.
One of the bumpers.
Yeah, that was
right.
an IFC. That was for IFC when we first moved to IFC.
And I can't remember, did he wear the glasses?
I don't know. I didn't we even
Amy,
use
do you
that
remember if
thing?
he wore the safety glasses?
No, he did. Yeah.
He did.
I remember
he
that
definitely
warehouse
did.
smelled real bad.
Anyway, okay, okay, what else?
What was the inspiration behind the character of Women?
The inspiration of women.
Wait, you and that other stupid question guy should hang out.
I will say though that the dogmatic, super religious Christian aspect of women. Trevor and I both grew up in Virginia, and we both grew up in a very severely Christian households. And so like that song that Wimmy sings, you know, like Trevor and I both knew every fucking word of that song
Oh,
independently.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
didn't even know. I mean,
Rich Mullins, I know it. And yeah, so it was just one of those things where we got to just kind of like attack all of the people that raised us that were angry at.
Wasn't there an early version where did My God's an Awesome God?
yeah, there
Yeah,
was.
that's the song. Oh, is that
We
not?
changed
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
It's
okay,
a different
yeah.
song now.
Okay, it changed.
And I thought I grew up religious, but then when they told me this song and made me sing, I've never heard of it. I'm like, oh, they grew up religious. I just went to church.
Yeah, it was funny. Like I'm like Catholic, and I meet Trevor, and I'm like, yeah, I'm Catholic, and he's like, oh, aren't you guys super religious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was making the movie bittersweet?
Making the movie was a bittersweet. I mean, severely, right? I mean, the first chapter of making the movie, writing it, super fun.
Yeah.
The crowdfunding, super fun.
Yeah.
Obviously, Trevor passing, everything after that becomes very, very bittersweet. It's really hard to grieve your dear best friend and then go in and try and like fine tune him to make his dick joke. You know.
I noticed there was a lot of his voice in there. Was that recorded prior to?
Yeah, of course.
Oh wow, that's
No,
really.
it's all AI. We were like,
Yeah, I didn't even. No, it's all. Yeah, we got the radio play is what it's called when you do the audio
Yeah.
track of the movie. It was done before he passed.
just because of like the you know how things work is like that was an early phase of it, and yeah, I mean like honestly like this process right now of like showing it at theaters finally, and when we showed it at Tribeca, it was bittersweet's a great way to put it, because when we started back in production of it, it felt like I was like afraid of it, but it like listening to it and watching it was like, oh shit, there's my friend. Like that feels like I'm spending time with him, and like, and you gotta let that go, but you gotta also remember that he's always there. You know, like there's just a part of him that's a part of you now.
Yeah. Congratulations, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Ah. I'm gonna give you a picture of me and Darren on a
Sam, that's a
roller
one of a
coaster.
kind. No.
Oh my God.
That's me and Darren on a roller coaster at Mall of America.
Aw.
I'm gonna give you, with the stupid question, a picture of Timmy.
Aw.
These are original things.
Yeah. They're just gonna sit in a box in my house.
Just in a box in that guy's house. Okay, yes, white shirt.
I'm gonna frame it.
How is the process different between, writing sketch and writing something so long form? Like, was this always a movie, or was it ever, a pilot or a sketch?
It was a ton of things. Like it was like there was a 10-part TV show version of it. There was a bunch of, but the crazy thing about like sketch versus movie is like when you get to like, page 4 in a sketch, you can just forget everything you just did and move on with your life.
You don't have to care about making characters likable
Yeah.
because they're gone. And
They're
then,
gone.
like one of the things we learned when we first screened an early cut of this was like, Candace had problems.
Yeah, Candace had problems.
And we had to really roll up our sleeves.
And but that's like the beauty of filmmaking and of making actually like any art is like putting that effort into it and like making it something that like, because like the first draft of this was 2012. The world we live in today is so different than 2012. The world we lived in 2022 when we were doing like the edits of it was like so different, so you have to adjust and it becomes what it becomes, and I think it's cool. Sorry,
Yeah.
I feel like that was a good answer and then a bad
Yeah, but that was a good example of writing sketches where it's like you don't have to write a good ending, you just stop.
Yeah, you just go,
cool. Yeah, cool.
Was the Elon Musk parody always in it since 2012?
Yeah, real creative, right? L. Ron Branson, really.
that was the funniest thing about, we did a test screening with friends, and their note was, because we started in 2012, and their note was like, oh yeah, that Elon Musk parody feels really toned down. And it's like, yeah, you're right. He is way like that. Elon Branson or whatever his name is L. Ron Branson. I'd take that guy 10 times out of 10 over Elon Musk. Elon Musk is a psychopath.
He is with white supremacists.
Yeah, no, but I mean, still, they're both, yeah.
Well, yeah.
For you guys, like acting in animation compared to acting in like a sketch, was there a learning curve with that, or did you kind of just do the, same way you handle it?
To call this acting is.
I feel like acting in an animated thing is like making like furniture to be made for IKEA, where it's like you're giving the people who are putting it together the pieces. You're concentrating on.
Oh, I thought you were
piece.
gonna, because it's like shitty and cheap, and you're like, fuck, I don't care about it. That was what do you think about? That's pretty fucked up, man.
And then you give them directions without any words on it and just expect them to figure out how to do it.
Oh, we got that too, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like when you're acting with someone, it's like making like a sculpture or something where you're like making something together. But when you're separate, you just have to concentrate on your little pieces and then hope that someone has like the vision of how it all comes together.
Yeah, I think this was more of a, they were a sketch group for a long time, so they have chemistry and they know how these characters were, and I just took that performance. There was no like trying to get them to act cartoony, because then it wouldn't have been the same movie. Like I wouldn't have wanted them to make that movie. I would have wanted to make it like it was just a Whitest Kids sketch. So thankfully it turned out that way.
And as far as performing, we were just in our bedrooms separately all over the country, so it's kind of hard to be directed.
And it's kind of that thing of like, hey, read the line this way. Okay. Now, what if you read it this other way? Okay. And like getting as many options for Sevon to like.
We had all those options. Yeah. Even Frankensteining some of the takes together to make a better option.
Yeah.
First, I'm glad we find out what doll liquor means.
Yeah.
Doing this animated has some pros to it. It's cost effective, stuff like that. In your opinion, what was the biggest kind of difficulty doing it?
I don't know. I'm like I said before, like I'm used to working on TV shows where you do something and then it airs like 2 weeks later. So like this took years for us to make. So like the toughest part about doing that is to keep the energy about it. Like you're just everything is slowly trickling in. Like I'll see one shot a day. And I'll be like, okay, great, that's great. But like the enthusiasm doesn't stick around. So like that's the hardest part, is to just wait for that trickle to come in until it finally forms a full movie. And then until it does that, it's not as rewarding as you might think. So it's very difficult to sit and wait.
And yeah, with a sketch, we're there in a room that is the set that like it looks like it is. We're all in wardrobe, and I'm not just explaining what a sketch is for the hell of it too. Sorry. There's cameras, there's audio. But like, and then we perform, and you see the whole scene play out, and
you're still doing it.
You feel like, all right, we got it. Like we got this thing. And yeah, like I was saying before, it's all with animation, you're just putting together building blocks piece by piece by piece by piece. And there's so much like of you being like, all right, maybe this can be tweaked, but I'm gonna have faith that everything else is gonna come together in the way I see it, like right now. But because I'm just concentrating on, say, like how the audio for the radio play is edited, or I'm just concentrating on how the storyboard looks right now, and I just have to faith that like the whole thing comes together in the way that it's in here, you know, rather than where when you're shooting something, yeah, you can see it, you know, you get excited about it. You're like, that sketch is gonna be great. Sorry.
You're good. You're good.
Yeah.
Just a quick question. When Cooter was driving the car and all four doors were open, was that like a reference to Trevor's X-Wing?
To Trevor's X-Wing?
Yes.
Where he said like, "Oh, I'm driving an X-Wing." Like opened all four doors and drove home drunk.
Oh, I remember that.
That's great.
Was that something he talked about on screen?
Wow.
That sounds like some newsboys.
I don't know anything
That
about
sounds like
it.
something you do.
All four doors were open?
Like a block that he drove, so he was.
No idea.
Still a very dangerous
I don't think
block.
that was a reference to it. Yeah, okay. To answer your question. Yeah. Yeah.
LA.
Yeah.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
So.
LA. Yeah, LA. Yeah.
Sorry.
Serious question, but so this is like the end of the road, kind of, for this chapter of like the Whitest Kids You Know, being like 2020 to now, kind of like post-show, you know, all that. How does it feel that like there's such a big chapter of your guys' life, kind of having like a formal clothing?
Oh yeah, it's depressing. It's so sad.
I mean, yeah. What
Yeah.
do we do?
Yeah. Oh, we're so old.
Oh my God. It's been 25
The
years.
thing we spent our youth on is done.
Jeez. Sam and I are gonna go back into work
God.
construction.
It's cool that Zach has stuff.
I mean, honestly, for me, it's like.
For me, it's great.
For me, it's not about.
Caviar.
No, for me, it's about. I'm only speaking for myself when I say that it's bittersweet. It's really about Trevor. You know, it's like Trevor passing. It's like that is the end of it. You know what I mean? Of this, and it's not like. I think we all knew when that happened that like, you know, we were going to finish this movie and then that's it.
Yeah.
And so, partly like I don't want this movie to end because then it really is time to like kind of face what's next. And then the other part of me is like so deeply glad to be done with this because I felt like it's like kind of this big heavy weight.
Oh,
that,
yeah.
like we have to honor somebody and we have to, you know, and so
It's one of those things that we're like,
for this. And,
at any moment we could like fuck it up. We could do something, and it's like, oh shit, we just fucked up Trevor's legacy, and it's like, it's great to, you know.
but it's also
I'm
fun
so
that,
glad
like,
I'm not in the Epstein files, you know.
But it's also fun that like our final thing and like this thing that like we're doing to honor our dead friend is like the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that is like just like doll licking and whatever the fuck.
It's just
So
so
dumb.
stupid.
So
Yeah.
stupid.
And I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we are always about being stupid, really.
Yeah,
We are stupid.
we didn't know anything but being stupid.
That's right.
So from the time you guys started to now, what has changed with how you guys work with each other?
I mean, Zach's got so much more money now. That's like the biggest thing. It's a huge thing, man. I have pretty much the same amount of money.
How did Zach's money change?
He picks up the check more.
Yeah, like has anything changed from where you guys started to now, like how you work with each other, especially as friends too? I think that's so hard to think about because maybe there's times where you criticize each other or there's things that you can't get past.
I feel like we loosened up as we got older, and I feel like writing, you know, into like the later era was more fun. I think we got to like just kind of relax. And I look for myself. I know that like when we were doing the series, I was very fucking like, this has to be good, and I was fucking angry that you guys don't fucking do it what I want all the time, you know. So like, and I only speaking for me, I do feel like I was able to mellow out and just like enjoy the process of writing and having fun, because it should be fun. So that was for me. What about you guys?
I mean, there is this thing where it's like we got to this point, and you realize, like, you know, you're early on, you're like, all right, these are these guys that are in this group with me, and I don't know what life has in store for me. And now we look back on it, and I'm like, oh, I only get one of those groups. You know, I only, you know, it's like I can appreciate that, like, Zach's not going to find another Sam, and, you know, maybe Timmy will.
Well, I find another Sam?
Yeah.
I'm not looking for another Sam.
Wow.
I mean, that's really either really nice or really mean. You can take it both ways.
I thought it was nice until you said that.
Yeah, it's I don't know, man. I mean, I spent a long time kind of living in a different part of the country than them, so I wasn't always like involved in later stuff. But with showing up, you know, like when they directed me in my closet to record lines for Mars, it just felt like I don't know. Every time like we got together on Twitch or whatever, like it just felt like nothing. It felt like no time had passed. You know what I mean? Like here we are hanging out, being shitheads to each other again. You know what I mean? And it was good.
I was trying to be nice.
Sorry about that. You know what I mean? I don't mean you guys are shitheads. We need to work this out. Give us a second.
Timmy, I love you, man.
I love you too. I love you guys so much.
Did you guys have a favorite character?
I think Wimmy is my favorite character. Wimmy's easy to write for. It's fun,
Yeah.
very, very, very like kind of jumps off the page for us. Trevor and I would always like talk Wimmyese to each other all the time anyway. So right, the three of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
it's
that.
kind of a thing.
Yeah.
You just gotta do a Mickey Mouse. And,
Yeah. And I mean, like I think also one of the big changes through like the early drafts and the later drafts is there's two characters that, like, the beginning was like one thing, and then the stuff on Mars was like another thing, and there was like two characters that were like not carried over, and that was Candace and who wasn't originally brought up to Mars, and the Cooter Mysteries wasn't originally.
Cooter.
We like got there, so like those two characters are in the movie as much as they are because we were like, we need these characters to be in the end of the movie. We need these as characters in the back half, and both ended up great.
My favorite character is I forget who voiced it, but the news guy with the weird neck.
It's such a weird neck.
It's a great neck. Good neck.
It's his shirt's too tight.
A plus
Yeah,
neck.
he had to fit into it. He's trying to look sexy. My favorite character. Actually, I was looking at some of the recording, and everybody kept saying, "This is my favorite character now," and it kept being the pizza guy. They really loved that.
Yeah.
Your personal favorite joke, or like the joke that you're most proud of in that movie?
The joke I'm most proud of is probably the walk and talk with Kyle and Todd, where he's like monologuing and then he realizes he has to push a button to speak. Because it's clean, and we so rarely are funny without being like juvenilely crass, and so I'm like that's a good clean joke that works. But I think my actual secret favorite joke is one that didn't seem to get a laugh when I saw it in a theater, and it's where Kyle's driving and Candace is like, "I think you're driving crazy," and some guy in the street goes, "Slow down, asshole!"
Yeah. Slow down, asshole!
Fucking good. That's my favorite.
Got me to laugh.
All right, good.
Hey guys.
I think, I mean, I love, and this is sort of like a meta joke, but like the whole doll liquor thing, the thing that, like, this movie, you're watching it and you're like, oh, it's this sane guy surrounded by crazy people. And all of a sudden he's like, hold my beer, and pops open his glove box, and it's like, oh, this guy's crazier than everyone. And that's sort of the, like, theme of the movie, is that everyone's fucking crazy and we don't deserve shit because we're all nuts.
That's right. Hell yeah, dude.
Also, the scene where everybody was talking over each other right before Elrond's head burst was one of my favorite
Yeah,
scenes to
that's a
edit
good
because
bit.
it just formed itself. and it was just so funny afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I also like when Peggy Bork turns down Candace. Such a funny time.
Everyone turns down her.
Also, her at the Midwestern Midwestern teenager, she was doing a lot longer food requests that we had to cut down, but that was super funny originally.
Was there actually ever a Miss March 2 script?
Fuck you, dude. Just the Easter egg.
Yeah, you are being a dick.
that's actually fucked up, dude. That's actually is fucked up.
Did you guys know there was an Easter egg of that?
No.
There's somebody reading a script of Miss March 2.
Yeah.
God.
In the,
Okay, all right. You're cool. You're fucking ass. What else?
Like the movie.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Actually.
So yeah, I was also really excited to find out the origin to the term doll liquor. Is there any insight into that relationship, or where that idea came from that he just licks dolls? Like, was that based on anything, or like, oh, what if we made him lick dolls? That's
Next question. Next question.
It's too personal.
Moving on now. Quickly.
I was inspired by Zach.
Write that down.
I honestly have no idea. I really don't. Yeah, dude.
Oh, for Sam, how was it getting into character for Peggy?
Oh, I mean it's like just like a blast to play that kind of like just like crazy. It's basically the Loveliest Bride lady, like Peggy Bork, and then we kind of like made some sort of backstory for it that kind of sort of made it a little bit different. But yeah, I love, like, especially in animation, like animation is so fun to do because you just show up and you're like, oh, here's the one.
for this guy.
So rad. You basically like whoa, and then this other fucking team of people, they just like make it.
Yeah. You're like, dude, wait, why
Let's
isn't
order your
it,
pizza with a silly voice?
why isn't it made yet? But yeah, it's just so fun to like belt out I mean, what do you mean? You know, like it's just so fun.
I was just curious, since you said it started as like
Hey, Andrew.
Hey. As live action on blue screen DIY, and it took its final form as an animated project. What were some of the set pieces or some of the the bigger things that were opened up when you realized it was going to be animated?
I think the irony there is that we're like, hey, let's like write this thing that takes place on a space base and it'd be easy to shoot because it all takes place in one location. And then we wrote this stuff on Earth and we're like, we can't shoot this. There's a spaceship in the background and we have a car chase and
a mass murder in the desert with motorcycles. Twinks. Do you know how much Twinks cost? By the way, dude, fucking Google it. A lot.
And you can't CGI a twink; it always looks fake.
I mean, AI is getting good.
That's true. Give me a 7-finger twink. Anyway, sorry.
Did you guys break down the Friend song and who sang it?
I sang it. I don't know. It was just fun to write. It was just like, let's just let this fucking thing keep going and going and going. And like, I remember writing that at Trevor's house and being like, and then it'll like this, the movie will move forwards, but the song will just keep going. I haven't seen that before. I was like pretty excited about it. I think it went on a little long, actually. I think it does outwear its welcome. You want to get that thing where it outwears its welcome, and then it kind of gets funny again, and then kind of like, dude, this sucks, and then it kind of gets funny again, and one of those.
People in the city style.
A little bit of the bummer of that whole joke is that Friends had this like second life on Netflix because in the song we talked about it being on Amazon, and this was like before it had that. It became popular with Gen Z, Well,
and even whatever the next generation is, my kid watched all of Friends in the summer. It's crazy.
And so, like, for us, like when we first wrote it, it was like a very random reference to like reference Friends. Now it's just like very like kind of like, oh yeah, everyone talks about Friends. That was kind of boring. But I think the funniest thing about that song is that like we went through a number of musicians trying to make that song because everyone tried to make it good, and we were like, no, it's got to be bad. And no one wanted to make it bad because like there's parts where it doesn't make sense musically. There's like extra verses in places and too many beats, and and everyone's trying to like make it interesting, and it's like, no, it's got. And then we eventually had we got the Elegant 2 guys to make us a temp track, and they're like this, and we're like, that's exactly what we want. We're using this temp track.
You're fired.
We're taking that. We're not paying you.
Okay, last one.
Right here.
Okay, all right. Anyway.
Are you guys together?
Yeah.
I think it's so funny that she was asking the question and you were like, nope.
No,
it's
no,
Put
me.
her hand down.
No.
right, yes.
Honey, no, it's me.
Timmy, how many hot dogs do you actually eat?
The same number of originality points you get for asking that question.
Oh, see Timmy.
That's been my standard answer for years now. 'Cause
Were
like,
you-
come on, 7.
Were you
Is that
also
what-
going to ask a hot dog question?
Oh, cool.
Okay, what's your question?
Yeah, because we like you.
I was gonna ask, like, what was so graphic about the first sex scene that you had to like redo it?
She didn't have a bra on, and it was like just like
It's
her
distracting.
boobs. Like it was like distracting that it was like there's like naked boobs on the screen, and I was like, I don't want to do like any like Rule 34 thing. Here, you know, like, it'll come. Like they'll
Yeah.
But let the Rule 34 fan base make that stuff.
Yeah.
Let's not just give it to them on
Yeah, we
a
won't do
platter.
Rule 34's job for it.
I think that's it.
All right, I think that's it, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much for
Yeah.
being out and watching this movie. Thank you for sticking with us.
How many people here donated, by the way?
Thank you for your money. Thank you.
Guys, we made a movie. We all made a
Yeah.
movie.